Okay, so you know how you sent us those pages from The Academic Hustle?
Yeah, Matthew Pickett's book, right.
Exactly. The ultimate game plan for scholarships, internships, and jobs. It's a pretty dense read.
It is. There's a ton in there.
So we thought we'd kind of do a deep dive into it, pull out the really, I don't know, like the core strategies and stuff.
Yeah, the actionable insights. Like, what can you actually use right away?
Right, right, exactly. Because it's not just for students, you know?
No, definitely not. Anyone who wants to get ahead, really.
Especially in this, competitive world. It's a whole different ballgame out there now.
Oh, absolutely. And Pigat's been there, done that. He's got this whole system.
And it's been praised by some pretty big names.
Yeah, like Robert M. Franklin. He's the president emeritus of Morehouse College.
And even Congresswoman Frederica S. Wilson. So he's
Awesome.
clearly onto something.
For sure. And the book, it's really focused on giving students the tools to, navigate all of that.
Scholarships, internships, the whole job application process.
Yep, all of it. And it can feel overwhelming, honestly.
Right, so we want to break it down, make it super clear and actionable for you.
Exactly. So you can walk away from this and say, okay, I know exactly what to do next.
Perfect, let's jump in. So Pigat starts with what he calls the 3 fundamental truths.
Right. Sort of setting the stage.
And the first one is about money. He says money always involves an exchange of value.
And that's key. Think about it. It's not just about what you want. It's what you bring to the table.
Like what you offer in return.
Exactly. So employers, they offer salaries because they're expecting something back.
Your skills, your work.
Right. Scholarship committees, they give money because they believe in what you'll do with it.
Like you'll make an impact, represent their mission. It's a two-way street.
Always. So when you're thinking about your goals, ask yourself, what am I offering in exchange? What's
Yeah.
my value?
That's a really good point. And the second truth is about value itself. He says people determine what's valuable.
And that's so important to remember. What one person values, another might not even care about.
Totally. Like some people love relaxing vacations, others want adventure.
Exactly. It's all relative. And that applies to your situation too. Think about it. If you're going for a specific internship,
Yeah.
you need to get into the head of the hiring manager.
What are they looking for? What do they value?
Exactly. You need to show them you get it. You align with that.
Got it. Okay, so the third truth,
Yeah.
this one kind of brings in the human element.
The people part of the equation, right?
Yeah. He says people are human, meaning the people making these decisions, they're not robots.
They've got biases, preferences,
It's not just about ticking boxes on a checklist.
No way. They're making judgments based on all sorts of things, their own experiences, perceptions.
Well, making a connection, like a genuine connection with them, that matters.
Hugely. It can make all the difference.
Okay, so those 3 truths, exchange of value. Value is determined by people, and people are human.
They lay the groundwork for everything else.
Right. And that leads to what Pickett calls the foundation. This is where things get really actionable.
It is. And it starts with knowing what you want. And not just in a vague way, like,
I want to be successful or something.
yeah, exactly. It needs to be specific. And even more important,
Knowing why you want it.
absolutely, that's what gives it power.
He actually talks about writing a personal mission statement.
Oh, yeah, I love that part. Just a sentence or two that captures your what and your why.
He gives this example. I must put a smile on my mother's face and become a role model for my little brother. It is up to me. I am the one in the family that must succeed.
Man, that's powerful.
Right. It's not just about him. It's about something bigger.
It's about family, responsibility.
And that's what he means by a strong enough WHY. It's got to have that depth.
Because compare that to something like, I want to go to college to get a good job.
Yeah, it's just not the same, is it? It's not bad, but it's missing that fire.
The emotional connection. The bigger purpose. Right. So take some time, really think about your own what and why. Get clear on that.
It's the foundation for everything. Okay, so once you've got that solid foundation, then what?
Then you build on it with the 4 pillars of the academic hustle.
Okay, hit me with those. What's the first pillar?
The first one is education.
Seems obvious, but I'm sure he goes deeper than that.
He does. He starts with selecting the right institution. And he's pretty serious about this.
He actually compares it to marrying into a family
I know, right?
because it's a long-term commitment. It's not just about where your friends are going.
Nope. You got to look at the bigger picture. Do your research. Look at their graduates. What are they doing?
Are they successful? Are they making the kind of money, that you're hoping for?
Exactly. Their outcomes are like a preview of your potential trajectory.
That's a good way to think about it. Okay, so once you've hopefully chosen the right place.
Then it's about what you do there. And that's where strategic class selection comes in.
It's more than just checking off requirements,
Way more. You've got to think about what skills you need for the future.
whether that's for a job or more school.
Yeah. Pick classes that actually build those skills, fill in those gaps.
Makes sense. And of course, aim for A's in all of them.
Obviously.
Yeah.
He's really big on that.
And pick classes that you actually find interesting.
Oh, yeah, that's huge. Because if you're interested, you'll do better.
And even consider teachers who are known to be challenging.
They might seem intimidating, but they push you, and that can be really valuable in the long run.
So basically, don't take the easy way out. Challenge yourself.
Exactly. And he even gives a little cheat code for picking classes strategically.
Lay it on me.
Enroll early, prioritize your required courses, then fill in with the stuff that aligns with your goals and interests.
Okay, that's smart. And make sure to, research the teachers beforehand.
Absolutely. Read those reviews, ask around. It can make a big difference.
Okay, so education is the first pillar. The next one is experience.
Right. And he's really clear about this. A degree alone isn't enough anymore.
You got to have experience to back it up.
Yeah, like real world stuff. It shows you can actually apply what you've learned.
So how do you get that experience?
He's got a bunch of ideas. First, start identifying opportunities.
Just start making a list of jobs in your field, even while you're in school.
Yeah, even entry-level stuff. And don't underestimate work-study programs.
Oh yeah, those can be surprisingly valuable.
He tells this story about his own work-study job in the sociology department.
Wasn't glamorous, right? But it led to some cool stuff.
It did. He got to travel, met Wyclef Jean.
No way. See, you never know.
Exactly. Even basic jobs can open doors.
Okay, so what else under experience?
Extracurriculars and leadership roles especially.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah,
Do stuff you like and build your resume at the same time.
exactly. But it goes deeper than that. Leadership roles teach you so much.
Teamwork, problem solving,
Communication, organization, the whole 9 yards.
and you expand your network, meet new people.
Oh, yeah, that's huge. Piaget talks about how he wasn't always a natural leader.
You had to work at it, huh?
He did. But through those experiences, he developed those skills. It's a process.
That's encouraging. So, under experience, he also mentions programs. What does he mean by that?
Things like research opportunities, summer programs, fellowships, all of that. And study abroad.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right. He's a big advocate for that. Personal growth, cultural understanding, it's huge.
And it looks good on your resume.
For sure. He shares some of his own experiences, like the NIHMCR research program.
The one that gave him financial support, mentorship, all of that.
Yeah, that one. And the UC Berkeley Summer Research Opportunities program.
All expenses paid, research experience, leading to a national award.
That's the one. It shows you the potential, right?
Yeah, definitely worth exploring. Anything else under programs?
Attending events and conferences, networking is key. You got to put yourself out there.
And he actually got a job offer from one of those, right?
He did at the Southeastern Undergraduate Sociological Symposium.
So it really works.
It does. And he talks about winning awards.
Like strategically going after them.
Yeah. Understanding the criteria, knowing the selection committee, tailoring your approach. It's a whole process.
Interesting. So much to think about. Okay, third pillar. What's that?
Relationships. And this one's pretty simple, but so crucial.
People are everything, right?
Exactly. They can open doors for you, support you, make things happen.
So how do you, build those strong relationships?
He's got some tips. First, referrals. Whenever possible, get someone to introduce you.
It's like having an inside track.
It is. And when you meet people, be genuinely interested in them.
Don't just be all about yourself.
Exactly. Have something to offer, even if it's just a business card or a helpful resource.
Be clear about your intentions for following up.
And get their contact info, obviously. But the key is to actually stay in touch.
And that's where a lot of people fall short, right? You got to nurture those relationships.
He suggests more frequent contact initially, then adjust as you go.
Okay, so who should you focus on building relationships with?
Leaders, teachers, staff, even your peers, they all have different things to offer. It's about being strategic.
Makes sense. And then there's recommendations, right?
Oh, yeah. Those are huge. They're basically endorsements from people who know you well.
And you need those for pretty much everything.
For sure. So, again, make a good impression on people.
And choose your recommenders carefully.
Think about who they are, what they can say about you, how enthusiastic they are.
Because a lukewarm recommendation doesn't really help.
Not at all. And make it easy for them. Give them plenty of notice, all the info they need.
You can even offer to draft a letter for them.
Yeah, just to make their lives easier. It goes a long way.
All right, last pillar. Hit me.
This one is presentation.
How you present yourself, obviously.
Yeah, but it goes deeper than that. He has this great line, it's not about you, it's about them.
Meaning,
Focus on what the organization wants, not on what you want to tell them.
so tailor everything to them. Your application, your interview, everything.
Exactly. Research them thoroughly. Look at their history, their mission, their values.
Their leadership, any recent news.
Yeah, all of it. Look at the eligibility criteria, the selection criteria.
Even profiles of past successful candidates.
Exactly. Figure out what they're looking for and then show them you fit the bill.
So you're basically speaking their language.
You got it.
Yeah.
He uses Microsoft's mission statement as an example. Understanding their values is key.
Makes sense. Okay, so he also talks about having talking points in your elevator conversation.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. It's about being prepared, having those key messages ready to go.
And being able to sum yourself up quickly and effectively.
Exactly. He talks about his own elevator pitch, how it was terrible at first.
And then he improved it, right,
Mhm.
by focusing on
A referral, his credentials, his dream, relevant experience, and a connection to the person he was talking to.
so it's not just about listing your accomplishments, it's about engaging the other person.
Totally. He even shares his brother's college fair speech as another example.
And the key takeaways are,
Be adaptable. Tailor your message to the situation. And practice, practice, practice.
all right, so the last part of presentation is about applications themselves.
Crafting award-winning applications, he calls it.
And his big point is,
Every application should be tailored to the specific opportunity.
no generic, one-size-fits-all stuff.
Exactly. He gives tips on cover letters, resumes.
He talks about having a master resume and then tailoring it for each application.
Yeah, that's smart. He also talks about recommendation letters and work examples.
Letting your work speak for itself.
Right, and having a portfolio ready to go.
So basically, it's a lot of work.
It is, but it's worth it if you want to stand out.
Okay, so then he talks about costs. Not just financial cost, but
Yeah, he says money is time.
meaning.
Time is your most valuable resource. You can't buy more of it.
So invest it wisely.
Exactly. And think of financial success as a result of time well spent.
Time spent building skills, creating value, all of that.
Right. And then, of course, you've got to manage your money.
Basic financial literacy stuff. Budgeting, saving, avoiding debt.
He talks about identifying all your income sources like scholarships, grants, jobs.
And building good credit card habits. It's all important.
Absolutely. Okay, so the last part of the book, he brings it all together, putting it all together, developing award-winning applications.
It's about showing how you fit what they're looking for.
Exactly. And he boils it down to 4 questions that every application's basically asking.
Hit me.
What do you know? What have you done? What do people say about you? What do you say about yourself?
That's a good way to think about it.
Right. So tailor your answers to those questions. Highlight the most relevant stuff. Make sure your recommendations support your story.
And then he gives a summary of the steps to winning everything.
Identifying opportunities, researching, crafting tailored applications, submitting, following up, managing funds, recording your achievements, and being thankful.
Wow, it's a lot, but it makes sense.
It's a whole system, a mindset, really.
So the main takeaway for you is success isn't about luck.
It's about being proactive, strategic, intentional.
Understand what people value, build your skills, nurture those relationships, and present yourself in a way that resonates.
Exactly. So think about your own what and why.
And which of the 4 pillars needs the most work right now?
Maybe it's time to start researching those opportunities or dive back into Pagat's book for more specific exercises.
Here's a thought. Now that you've got this framework, what's one small step you can take today to start building that future you're dreaming of?
It's all about taking action.
And as Pagat shows us, the opportunities are out there for those who are ready to grab them.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We're excited to see what you achieve.